What's good, y'all? Welcome back to my studio. So it seems like a lot of you have been wanting a new season adaptation from Hasbro and Playmates. As far as like adapting Sentai and probably want to go back to the same format as far as like the cheese, the campy, the goofy, and the unwanted fart jokes and slapstick comedy. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen soon, but for me, a lot of us are pretty much growing tired of the slapstick comedy. We had that with Broken Skull. That was good. That was iconic. But if you keep putting them in later seasons, like how the Neo Saban era was, that Hasbro seasons were with Beast Morphers and Dino Fury. With Cosmic Fury, there were no slapstick comedy as it should. And I wouldn't be surprised if this new season they're about to adapt might not end up having slapstick comedy after all. So yesterday was one of the biggest days ever because of Playmates doing and showing off their first official Mighty Morphin line. And some were good and some were just questionable and mediocre as far as like paint jobs and poor designs. But it's there. They put it out there. You know what I'm saying? It's for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Kids will love it. They're going to buy it. They're going to go crazy over it. They're going to crash out over it. You know what I'm saying? And I have a gut feeling in the future we're going to probably get some adult collectors as far as like Lightning Collection and, something for the adult fans who grew up with Power Rangers at the same time. So just seeing this news, I'm not saying that it's possible we're gonna end up adapting King Oger, but if you're gonna do it, try not to make it like how the Neo Saban era was, as far as like the corny jokes like the Victor and Monty. Just don't make it a throwaway season like Ninja Steel was. So I've seen Mega Power Brazil post on Twitter. So we have to talk about it. And also we got some new updates on the MMPR Season 1 Remaster Edition as far as like the AI and stuff like that. So let's hop onto it. For the first time, a Power Ranger spokesperson spoke about Hasbro's relationship with Toei and whether there are future plans to work with Super Sentai series that have may not been adapted for the North American market. The Multiverse website was present at New York Toy Fair that takes place between March 1st and 4th in the United States and spoke with the Playmate spokesperson. In a brief chat, it is clear that the company is working very closely with Hasbro and that has interest projects for the future. In a brief question about Playmates exploring other Power Ranger seasons in the toy line, the site ended up getting an insight into what is being discussed internally at Hasbro. A minute before the interview began, the representative said a new Power Rangers entertainment is to be defined soon. I want to break this part where it says define. That means that maybe a new Mighty Morphin TV show or movie is coming soon, or it might be ended up being a new Sentai adaptation. Because the way it sounds like they're gonna probably go back to Sentai adaptations and probably use some more Japanese stock footage with some unforgettable errors in the history of Power Rangers. So I think you already know about the bad editings when it comes to Sentai adaptations and the Sentai footage or whatever though. But yeah, I think you already know what this whole thing is about. So it seems like the Multiverse had an interview with the spokesperson, so this one should be good. Are there any plans in the future if the series is successful to explore other seasons of the show? I mean, yeah, that's the easy answer. Yeah, if the launch is successful, the sky's the limit. We licensed from Hasbro. Their relationship is still open with Japanese content creators, Toei, to create more, at any time. If there's content that already exists, that is ahead of anything that's being brought to the United States. So yeah, anything is still a possibility, and we're all thinking about it. We're talking about it. We just don't have any announcements yet. Are you talking about the serious entertainment or toys? Yes, I'm talking about new entertainment and also creating new products within the 30 years of entertainment. We'll be with Mighty Morphin for at least 2 years. So it's pretty much about the reboot, because that's basically what it sounds like to me, because the way he put it, I assumed that he was going to talk about the new Sentai adaptations, or it's pretty much going to be a reboot as far as like making original content. That's pretty much what I wanted for some time. But if they're open to, to adapt more Sentais from Japan, I would say do it right, but make sure, the show is presentable. And yeah, this is interesting. I'm loving the interview so far. So once again, shout out to the Multiverse for this. In addition, in an interview with the website No Peak Spandex, shout out to y'all, the Playmates representative commented that the company has the power to acquire all entertainment, and conversations are currently being held. So pretty much just like Hasbro, Playmates Toys is stating that they probably have the power to acquire all entertainment. And then Hasbro could just somehow produce it, basically. Apparently Hasbro is in talks with Toei to create a new entertainment product involving Super Sentai. It remains to be seen whether they will use the old form where they almost completely adapt the material coming from Japan, or if it will be something following the line of the last season Power Rangers Cosmic Fury, where some props were brought from the Japanese material. Or you could just create your own original material. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're bringing stuff from Japan to North America, it's gonna get old and dusty, and it wouldn't last maybe 20 years, depending on how they're taking care of the products. There's always room to just recreate those costumes. There's 3D prints, cosplayers making costumes. You can hire them to make new costumes and props for a new TV show or movie, of course. So this pretty much sounds like Hasbro and Toei are still in talks of adapting a new Power Rangers season, like the most recently Boomunjer and #1 Sentai Girljuger, and pretty much King Oger. Like, I think those are the 3 seasons I would have loved to adapt if I were to like a new director or producer of the franchise. I would probably either adapt King Oger or Boomunjer and make a serious story out of it, not something silly, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure kids probably have seen some regular TV shows that they watch, like CSI Miami or Chicago Meds, any other action shows that is more martial arts action based, and I would have probably just like changed some things about the fights as far as like giving blows to the body all the time. Like, I understand that there's certain rules when it comes to martial arts and everything, but you don't always have to be like that as far as like making a kids show. Like, kids watch martial arts movies. They know the difference between violence and reality and fantasy. I mean, as long as you're continuing to educate them on it, then that shouldn't be an issue. But at the same time though, if they really are going to adapt more Sentais to bring in North American, to Power Rangers, right? If they are going to continue to do that, make some changes. Don't keep the same format over and over again to the point where it gets boring. In my honest opinion, I really do believe that it might end up being a Mighty Morphin reboot or a new Sentai adaptations, because I know there's going to be some fans that are really happy about it. Me, I'm pretty much in between. I'm happy that they're going to probably get some new content out of this, but at the same time, I'm a little concerned that they're going to probably drift away from Mighty Morphin forever. I don't want it to be like that, because I want Mighty Morphin to continue to get some love, but it is what it is. So that's just the business standpoint. I'm just a fan. What do I know? Let's continue on. All right, so that's pretty much tells me that we're gonna probably get a new Sentai adaptation in the future, depending on if the Mighty Morphin line becomes successful. Then they're gonna probably go and adapt Sentai, but create original stories out of it. So let's move on. Okay, so we are in the second part of this article. Playmates reveals strategy with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reinitial line. And we all know what people's thoughts on the first wave of MMPR Season 1, as far as like the qualities and how different the toys look compared to Lightning Collection and the basic figures and everything, as far as like the bikers and the armor and stuff like that. But this pretty much is all about the remastered version of Season 1, as far as like the AI and stuff like that. But you know what though? At the end of the day, as long as it's done right, then there shouldn't be an issue. Because I know there's going to be some tokusatsu channels on YouTube tripping about it. And toxic fans on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, just being toxic as usual. Like, nothing can never be good enough for Power Ranger fans out there. And that's kind of like the new normal nowadays. It's just the hate, So, yeah, let's get to it. In an interview with No Pink Spandex, Playmates revealed how it will initially work with the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reinitial line. This year's New York Toy Fair was powered by the power of the Morphin Grid. I like how they phrase that. With many new products revealed during the conversation, including the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Reinitial line. Although the line is aimed at children, it is inspired by products from the 90s in a revamped form, like the 94 karate action figures. That was probably the highlight for me that I just saw, and that was one of the best parts about it so far. No Pink Spandex website spoke with Jeff Trofan, Vice President of Marketing and Brand Manager for Power Rangers at Playmates, and asked what the work will be like on this line that starts now in 2025. Jeff Trofan opened the interview by explaining that Reinitial line is their way of appealing to a new audience generation of kids by completely remastering the old season of Power Rangers. Playmates, together with Hasbro, will remaster all classic seasons during artificial intelligence, starting with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The AI is for cool collection and sound correction. Everything so that it doesn't look dated to a child who might be exposed to it on Netflix today and YouTube. And of course, all the episodes go to YouTube as well, Trojan said. Adding that Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Season 1 will be the first to premiere in July 2025 on Netflix and YouTube. I hate to say AI, Trojan said, but it makes the digital cleanup happen really well in a few passes. And then the editors go in manually and clean up a lot of the bad pixels, and it continues. If you look at the quality of the old footage with a critical eye Japanese footage, it's more worse than American footage. So digitally cleaning that up is a little bit more difficult and time consuming. The idea is to make it palatable to a new audience. There are some few things that I understand and I disagree. I understand that you want the quality to be more HD, like 1080p, 4K, 8K, to make it more crisp and cleaner and fresh, as far as like fixing the Japanese stock footage from Zyuranger and editing out certain parts that we had 33 years ago. What I will disagree with him on this is being difficult. Like, I'm sure AI is known for handling a lot of bad quality games and TVs and movies and whatnot, if you know how to edit some stuff out right, you know. But when it comes to American original footage, that should be maybe a difficult challenge. But as long as it's done right and there's no issues with it, you know, that's not, you know, that shouldn't matter in my opinion. So that's the only thing that I kind of disagree with him on it. So, but we have products for older fans. For products, Playmates Toys is focused 90% on children and 10% on adult collectors. Lots of partnership in this new phrase. Trojan commented that there would be brand administrators hired like Ninja Kids TV to appeal to younger audiences. That's nice. It's really about audience building. We'll do stop motion videos, toymation videos, social media reels, TikToks, etc., and everything else. The rest is just making great products. And that's the only thing that I agree with him on this one though, because you know what I'm saying, Power Rangers is meant for kids. There are some seasons that, you know, that try to aim towards family, not just kids alone, kids only. You know, as far as it doesn't like aim towards maybe like 5 or 6 year olds, because that's been going on for long enough, for almost 30 plus years. Like, once Power Rangers grows up, maybe like around teenage years, like a young adult, as far as like storylines or whatever though, but keep the spirit of Power Rangers alive at the same time. This is Power Rangers after all. So I like what they're trying to do with and for the new generation of audiences, you know what I'm saying? So take the Sonic franchise for example. That movie is for families, you know what I'm saying? Not just kids, teenagers, and adults. It's for a family brand. Power Rangers at some point could be a family brand as well. What makes Playmates Toys different? Bandai America was originally for kids in the beginning, and decades later, it became more for collectors. Hasbro did a great collector's line and still does. You're talking $50 replicas of props and stuff like that. Great products, Trojan said. Jeff Trojan, he says that they are focused on the mass markets of kids who will support the entertainment. Collectible figures will be in the mix, but not right away at this point. Don't expect something in $100 range strictly for an adult. When asked about the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers blaster, whether it was made for an adult or child's hands, he replied, that is aimed heavily at children. So, I mean, of course, it's aimed at kids. If you look at the toys, especially the Dragon Dagger, you know, it's smaller, but it's, you know what I'm saying, it's for a child. It makes sense. For the Lightning Collection, it was made for adults. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a child, maybe like a 10 or 11-year-old, can handle a power sword or a power lance as long as it's not that heavy. Then, yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing stuff like this happen in the future. So the biggest thing, maybe 2 things that we've learned about from this. One, they're gonna probably go back to adapting Sentai in the future. And 2, we already know they're gonna create a new generation of fans as far as like making AI Mighty Morphin Season 1 show with American footage and Japanese stock footage, as far as like cleaning up the errors from the 90s and making it 10 times more crisp, like crispy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If done right, then I don't see, I don't see an issue with it. You know, if you look at the Instagram, you'll see like some clips from Change Man, Mask Man, Flash Man. It's all AI generated, you know what I'm saying, with the tools. But it looks different than the original counterpart. It looks cleaner, it looks fresh in some parts, but not all of it. So even though I'm mixed on this, that doesn't mean that I'm against the idea. You know what I'm saying? Because when I saw this new logo, I was assuming that we're gonna probably get like a movie based on Mighty Morphin, or maybe not, I don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, these are the news that I wanted to read to you all about some updates that I wanted to talk to you all about, because it seems like 2025 is going to be the year of Power Rangers, because we are just cooking like crazy. The Superman movie is coming out, toys from Playmates, and maybe some reboot news update, and the new Mortal Kombat movie that is coming out this October, and the trailer is coming out this summer of 2025. And yeah, it's a good time to be a fan of everything, or be alive in general. So what are your thoughts on this? Link to these articles will be down below, and I'm out.